in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I play that keeps us. I'm here and I'm fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear I've weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it in a sense, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Transitions. Hello, everybody. We're live. And Dan, are you there, Dan?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
There we go, Dan. Let's go with the intro. Nobody noticed.
Good evening and welcome to the latest Elite FPL podcast ahead of double game week 35. And happy Good Easter or Good Friday or whatever it is. I hope you're having a good day so far. And tonight we're going to be predicting all the double game week action, looking ahead, talking about our teams, and really looking forward to this one. How are we tonight, chaps? After that terrible intro.
I've got my voice back a little bit now, so I'm feeling a lot better than I was. The trick is get down the gym and blast it out.
Okay, who have we got in? Have we got any of the regulars in chat at all, Jason?
Yeah, I got one or two of the regulars in chat. We got right starting from the top. We got FPL Booner straight away in the chat. It was here 8 minutes before we even went live, or were due to go live. We had Clement LaRue, got Mohammed Mustafa's in chat. Hey Mo. Apologies if I say your name incorrectly. I'm not very good with names. But Aditya, welcome. We've got Richard S, Leslie Chow, Alvin Vaz, Yassine Klausch, FPL Pitch is back in chat, and John H. Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. And are you all excited for double game week 35? I know I am. I'm super excited for this double game week.
Excellent. Okay, so as ever, we're going to be trying to predict the scores, and Steve-O's there looking very keen to take us through the double game week fixtures. So Steve-O, over to yourself.
Yeah, I love the way you say we try to predict the games. We pretty much nail the games anyway. It's just the fact we don't nail the factual players themselves that do anything. So yeah, we as ever, we ask you lot in chat to just predict the games themselves, and we'll just come to Jason every so often to see what you guys are thinking about these particular games. As ever, when we do these predictions, I've just stolen a rule from the Super Brew predicting game where if we get the outcome right, we get 1 point. If we get the score close enough to it, so for example, if we predicted 2-1 and it ended 2-0, we would get a point for that, as in whoever won the game. And of course, 3 points for the game ending in the exact correct score that we went through. And I'm doing very, very well this at doing this. Dan's doing okay as well, and Jason's ironically the one player that's doing really, really well in FPL when it comes to broad predictions. It's the complete opposite. It's bizarre, but
Oh, so.
So yeah, we of course kick off with the probably, I think, the hardest game to predict in this double game week 35, and it involves two double game week teams in Man City versus Spurs. They obviously played out this incredible match in the Champions League, which was 2-2 after 10 minutes. I still find it really weird that Spurs seem to think they won the match. No, you qualified. You didn't win. You just qualified. Man City beat you 4-3. Do I see this happening again, a high-scoring game? I really cannot call this game at all. Well, like, obviously I can for this particular part of the show.
I know I'm muted, chat. Sorry about that.
It could be anything, but I think City will. I think they'll just edge this, and I'm going to do like a cheeky 2-1 victory to Man City. But yeah, this is just like the captaincy, which we'll come on to later. This is going to be really, really tough, Dan.
Yeah, Steve, I never thought I'd do this on the podcast, but I'm going to stick up for Tottenham. I don't think they could care less if they lost the game because they won the tie and it was just a crazy game. But so many double game week assets on show and so many players doing well. Sterling, Son, obviously doing really well. And the way that the game panned out, when it was 5-3 and Man City had qualified and I'm there cheering and then realising, hold on a minute, the goal's been disallowed. So VAR playing such a massive part in such a big game and how it went from ecstasy to despair. It was just crazy, just mad. Crazy game. Probably the best game I've seen this season. But it's going to be hard for Man City after all that. But I think it's revenge that's going to be on their mind so much. I'm going to steal your score and I'm going to go 2-1 to Manchester City.
Okay, Jason.
4-1 Man City.
Wow. What?
4-1 Man City. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
Daily Lama's playing on a boat apparently. So Daily Lama, have a good time, mate, in the sun. Absolutely boiling where I am at the moment. It's absolutely gorgeous weather outside. So I don't blame you, dude. Have fun. What makes you say 4-1? I just feel that Spurs I'm gonna be able to put up 2 times in a week. I don't know. I just think that City are going to destroy him. Honestly, I do. Write it down, Steve-O.
I've written
4-1.
They did score 4 goals on Wednesday, obviously. So
I just think that City's defending. Obviously, Laporte had a bit of a shocker. There was a bit of 6s and 7s there, and that's not something which you see on a regular basis with Man City. And I just think that to have that happen, or I think there's always goals for Man City. No matter who they play, there's always goals. All right. Do I think they're going to concede three goals again? No, I don't. Do I think they're going to concede? Probably. I think 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, when I did some research a few weeks back regarding this particular double game week and what players to bring in, when I went through like the average scores for Man City versus top 6 at home, the average score was 3-1 to City. So you may be onto something there, Jason. I'm going to change the direction around, Dan. You can predict first to see if I copy you. So the next game is Bournemouth versus Fulham, Dan. So you can predict first. I'll go next. So yeah, Bournemouth, Fulham, Dan.
Yeah, great win for Bournemouth last weekend, and it ruined many people's double game week 34. Brighton, we all thought Bournemouth were on the beach. Of course, they're on the beach. Callum Wilson, Brooks, Fraser doing the damage there, really looking good. I think it's going to be Bournemouth again. I think they're going to beat Fulham 3-1.
Oh, well, it's funny because Daniel Ash will be someone that was loving life last week with having double Bournemouth attack and Wilson and Fraser dominating. And yeah, I actually think though Bournemouth will keep a clean sheet, and I'm going to go 2-0 to Bournemouth. What about you, Jason?
I was thinking 2-0 actually, but I'm not going to copy you. I'm going to go 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah, 1-0.
Now then, Dan, on to another one of the more forgotten. Actually, no, I don't think this next team is actually. There's another team which is more forgotten in this double game week 35. But it's Watford away at Huddersfield. Do you see Watford continuing their form?
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously we beat them 1-0, but they played really well. They should have at least got a draw, possibly won. It was crazy. Huddersfield, it's tough for them at the moment, really. And I think Watford assets for the double game week look very good. And I've made a transfer to reflect that. I think Watford will beat Huddersfield. I think it'll be 2-0 to Watford.
So the question is, will Jason's Cathcart score for him, or will Steve-O's Cathcart score for him? Who knows? for anybody that doesn't understand that joke, so basically Jason revealed on the last podcast that he has already done 2 transfers, and one of them being, he brought Cathcart in. I can't remember who for. Who was it for, Jason? Duffy, I'm assuming.
It was for Duffy, yeah.
Duffy, yeah. So Cathcart. I haven't done the transfer. I haven't even done any transfers at all this week because I just don't know what to do. But Huddersfield versus Watford. Oh, I'm going to go 2-1 to Watford, Dan. Jason, how about you? Is your Cathcart going to keep a clean sheet?
Cathcart goal. No, yeah, I could see Watford keeping the clean sheet this game. Out of the 2 fixtures, this is the more favourable one. Ben Foster, racking up the saves would be nice as well. I'm going to go 1-0 Watford. So 0-1.
How are people talking in chat, especially like Man City Spurs? Any confidence there with Spurs? Maybe Sun?
Well, Leslie Chow said 3-1. So that's a similar sort of prediction to mine. Cameron Rawcliffe's on about captaining Hazard this week. Interesting. Good differential. Delvin Vaz says 3-0 to City. So again, very one-sided City side. Pock said yesterday that he is welcome to give some youngsters a run out. Focuses on the Brighton game. Yeah, that's just talk. Yeah. So other than that, who's your captain for this week? We're going to get to that, Nick. We're going to get to that. We're just running through these the fixtures at the moment. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it for the thoughts on the games. So if you want to go into West Ham versus Leicester City,
yeah, absolutely. Of course, Leicester losing 1-0. It's funny. Something that made me chuckle in the last podcast was something Dan said, which was so true, which is the fact that the Leicester game versus Newcastle felt like an eternity after the Brighton game on Tuesday. But yeah, West Ham versus Leicester. God, this is... I don't know. I've just realised. Go to you, Dan, first.
West Ham played really well at Old Trafford last Saturday. Obviously Felipe Anderson got a goal, and Antonio, your mate Antonio, hitting the crossbar. De Gea making a wonder save. West Ham played all right. Leicester, I'm kind of sick of Leicester. I can feel Jason's playing a bit because they've let me down a bit this season. Apart from Schmeichel being the one exception, they've done well, but the rest of them are just like Pereira, Maddison. It's just never got them in at the right time. I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham, actually, after that performance at Old Trafford. Yeah, 2-1 West Ham.
Well, I'd actually written the reverse. I've gone 2-1 to Leicester. The reason being is because West Ham only seem to turn up against the top 6 teams. When it comes to anybody else, it's quite literally hit or miss. They can't seem to string performances together, and I just don't. I think West Ham are on the beach. That freak result versus Newcastle, I think Leicester will just put it behind them, and I think, West Ham will be there for the taking. I think they will score. Yeah, Leicester 2-3-1. So I'm going to go 2-1. Jason, what do you think?
I think Leicester going to win. I think you're going to beat West Ham. I don't think Fabianski's going to be able to stop them. So I'm going to go with a Vardy party, even though I don't own him anymore. And I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester.
Ooh, so there's a hat trick of 2-1s there. Either way. Now, here we go. Wolves, one of the double game week 35 teams, versus our failed double game week 34 teams. So Wolves versus Brighton. Dan, what are you thinking on this game?
I hope Wolves tear Brighton a new one tomorrow. after that disappointment. You know, particularly the game on Tuesday. Obviously, we did the podcast during the week, and we just said, "Oh, Cardiff will win it," and we kind of joked about it a little bit. But I kind of believed it at the time, and Brighton they've just lost it after that game against Man City. They've just, I don't know. I'm not going to swear or anything, but it really let us all down. And I hope Wolverhampton smash them. I'll say 4-0 Wolverhampton.
Yeah, no pity for Brighton anymore, is there, in the FPL community now?
No, I'm just sick of them. Jimenez could be a good option for captaincy as well.
Well, the average score for Wolves versus the bottom 6 type teams at home is 2-0. I don't know why. I just have this feeling for what's going to happen here, and I am going to be saying this. I have this feeling that actually Wolves are going to capitulate against Brighton. And I have this feeling that actually it may end up 0-0 or 1-0 to Brighton. And everybody's going to be basically smashing their phones. Thinking, why did I get rid of Dunk? Why can he do in the double game week? I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go 0-0 Wolves versus Brighton. Jason?
I think the opposite. I think Wolves are a good team and Brighton aren't a good team. And Wolves are at Molineux and Raul Jimenez is a popular pick this week. And I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Wolves.
Backing the average score there. Now, this is the underrated double game week 35 team, which is Southampton. They're away in Newcastle. I've trebled up on Southampton defence because they're just so cheap and they're just bench fodder, well, so to speak, bench fodder. And their form as of late has been absolutely superb. Now, admittedly, I don't know about you, Dan, but I found their celebration last week a bit premature against Wolves when they were waving, doing the German tradition of waving to the fans with the team and stuff. And it did say to me that, whoa, you're not quite safe yet. I'm seeing this as a 2-1 victory to Southampton. But again, it's another tough one to call.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. I mean, Newcastle got a great win last Friday, obviously against Leicester City away, and then Southampton absolutely smashed Wolves. It should have been 4 or 5-1. They just run them off the park. Redmond, an interesting one there as a budget differential in the midfield. It was kind of, I think Southampton will be safe, but I know what you mean. It was kind of a little bit early to be doing that sort of thing. Although I remember Liverpool did it once a few years ago against West Brom when they come back from 2-0 down, but that was mid-season as well. I'm going to go with Newcastle though. 2-1 to Newcastle actually.
Confident in Rondon, Jason, despite not owning it.
I think both sides are going to score. I'm going to go with a 1-1.
1-1. There's a nice statistic that I saw just now, funny, about half an hour ago, that there hasn't been a draw in the Premier League in 4 weeks, apparently. There we are.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah. Hasn't been a single draw in 4 weeks, apparently.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Plenty of
that's
good
what I've just read. On to, again, another team in the double game week 35 that people are overlooking, I think, within reason, for good reason. It's Man United away at Everton. Dan, will Everton continue their, barring last week where they incredibly just lost to Fulham, but will they continue their clean streak versus some of the better teams and when they face United?
I hope so. I really hope so. I'll be getting my Everton shirt ironed nice and early and ready to but fair play to Fulham last weekend, did really well. But tricky with United. Obviously, the game against Barcelona was always going to be really tough for them. They seem to be in the league getting over the line. I want Everton to get a result, but I think Man United are just going to nick that win, and Pogba could do something. I'm just not being biased. I'm just saying it as it is, as I see it. 2-1 to Man United. Jay's loving it. All this play.
Well, he won't be liking my prediction because I think Everton will be up for this. I think they will continue there. Well, hold a minute. What was that stat that you like to come up with all the time? Ex-players like to score against their former team. So Lukaku, if he plays, will probably score against Everton. Again, instead of copying you, I seem to do the reverse what you do. I'm going to go. Do you know what? I'm going to go 3-1 to Everton.
Jesus.
It's just, I don't know. There was just this grim stat again that I saw that when United played Barcelona the other day, in 2011, it was basically the same defence, barring. So basically, Phil Jones, Smalling, and Young played in the 2011 team versus whoever in the same. I can't remember what it was, but I was just thinking, what?
Our defence ain't great, and we were playing Barcelona.
They have been there for some time, haven't they? Like Smalling, Jones.
Yeah.
And I
think about it.
I couldn't get my head around that, and from what I've been reading about United, it's just like you said, Dan. They've been riding their luck and slowly.
West Ham slaughtered United, and so did Watford. But they just.
Hey, Watford slaughtered Arsenal.
Yeah, but we still won.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's at the end of the day, what matters is how many goals you score, mate, and how many you don't let in. No, I think. Okay, go with your 3-1 prediction. I don't care. I'm gonna go with 2-0 Man United.
2-0 to United.
Yeah.
So come on then, Dan. It's your guys next. Had an absolutely superb win in Napoli last night, winning 1-0. You've had something like, is this correct? 6 clean sheets out of 7 now in all competitions.
Sounds about right. Yeah, doing a lot better with the clean sheets. Obviously, last night got a goal early. They attacked Maitland-Niles and Kolasinac were pushing up. So they look really dangerous and just attacked from the start. Got the goal. Lacazette free kick. He's an option for this game week. And after that, I think Napoli the game was a bit dead, if I'm being honest. But 2 clean sheets. I mean, obviously we were going to get battered by Watford and going to get battered by Napoli, and neither team scored. So that's, it's good. But I think get home to Palace. Palace is a dangerous team though on the counter-attack. That's just the problem. I don't get too confident. I'll say 2-1 to Arsenal.
2-1. I think it's going to be a lot easier than that. I think your home form has been, you're basically unbeaten barring the City game in game week 1, if we're going to relate it back to fantasy football. But you're unbeaten basically at the Emirates. You're absolutely superb. You are right, Crystal Palace are a dangerous team. I can see them scoring. Actually, no, forget it. I'm going to stick with the clean sheets here, and I'm going to go 2-0. It could be 2 or 3-0. I was thinking 3-1, but then I thought, no, that statistic is nice. I like that. And something about Arsenal, they just seem to be just doing professional jobs at the moment. No matter what. I mean, I don't watch any of the games, but from what I'm hearing from work, people are saying, they're getting their act together, it seems. So maybe for next season, they're certainly a team that could potentially challenge the title. But I'm going to go 2-0 to Arsenal, Jason.
I've been thinking that for the last 15 years.
Different manager, different mentality.
Yeah, no, definitely. So what's Jason got to say about it, though?
Dan, what do you make of Lacazette being hauled off in the 58th minute or 59th minute, whatever it was, in Europa?
It was later.
Was it 68th minute then?
Yeah. I mean, he obviously looked quite disappointed, but you don't expect players to be happy when they're going off. But it's just management, because we had a game Monday. Obviously, a game. So I think Lacazette will start on Monday. Yeah. Really. You got Iwobi comes on late on. Mkhitaryan had to come on because Ramsey.
Yeah, well, now Ramsey's injured. Do you think that he'll be more likely to play, Lacazette, Aubameyang more often up front?
I hope so, yeah, because Aubameyang was doing a lot of the work. Lacazette was sort of more central. Yeah, I really, when I see that lineup, you know,
I've-
Lacazette,
I-
Aubameyang, Ramsey behind, it just gives me confidence, like watching
Yeah.
Arsenal.
I think
You know,
I might have
got faces
offended.
stre-
I think I might have offended Jordan in chat when I said
What's he said?
that Watford slaughtered Arsenal. He's not happy with that statement. He
Well, they
said,
did, and I'm an Arsenal fan. It
there
did
we
slaughter
go.
us.
Dan's an Arsenal fan, and he admits
This is-
that they did pretty much take the game to Arsenal and were very unlucky not to get a draw in that game. Leno had the game of his life almost.
Yeah.
And for 10 men, they did amazing, and I would say it could have been different on a different day. Check the stats; they did very well. Yeah, they did very well in stats as well. They had a lot of shots.
Yeah, I mean, it, like I said, obviously I've had to transfer Troy Deeney out. It's just ironic that the one game week I bring him in all season, he's up against the team I support, and then after 10 minutes, it's like, oh, he's been sent off. Great, I'll wait a minute. Brought him in as a differential, so you know. But what do you think the score will be? Arsenal Palace on Sunday.
Yeah, I think a comprehensive victory to Arsenal, to be honest with you. If it was the other way around, Arsenal on away, then I think maybe might be a little bit more open, and Palace may have a chance, maybe a Zaha penalty for Milivojevic, who knows. I think Arsenal got a couple of goals at least in them. I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal.
3-0. So, yeah, kind of going with what I'm thinking here. So, now the first of the double game week teams have played. We now move on to, let's be honest here, if this was just a single game week, everybody would be captaining someone from Liverpool, whether they've got Salah or Mane, or debating which one of the two, whatever combination you have with Liverpool there. I think most people would probably go on, do you know what? I think they bottle it and go on Salah if they had him. But this is the single game week where I'm thinking, I wonder where all these people are. And Dan's already said that he's been thinking of using his triple captainship this week. We'll go into that in a minute. And I'm thinking if he didn't play it, and this was the game to play it in, because I don't know what it is about Salah, but I watched the highlights of the game, and he just looks like he's, you know, a few weeks back we were saying that he just doesn't look confident. And like Jason said, he just looked like he was overplaying. He now looks happy and enjoying himself. And yeah, he may not be scoring like 2 a game, whatever, you know what I mean. But there's just something about him where I'm thinking he's just liking life. And this is, I think Liverpool are going to win comfortably here. Actually, let Dan say it first. What do you think, Dan, quickly?
Yeah. No, like you said, I mean, obviously Liverpool would just, you know, obviously they smashed Porto during the week, got the job done. Salah against Chelsea, his old team, scoring that won the goal, scored a great goal against Southampton, playing with a smile on his face, full of confidence. Again, I think it'll be an easy win for Liverpool. I think it'll be 3 or 4-0. I'm going to go 3-0. I'll be nice to Cardiff because I was there this time last year. I'm going to go 3-0 to Liverpool.
Funny, I was thinking, don't say 4 because I've just written that down. I've gone 4 now. I truly think that, I think that Liverpool are going to have some fun here. It is one of those where, are we all going to be going, oh, why didn't I captain Mane? He scored the other day, you know, got that goal in. Yeah, Jason, what are you thinking on Cardiff Liverpool as potential? Well, we'll get onto it properly, but maybe even captaincy choices.
Yeah, it's a very attractive fixture, isn't it? For Mohamed Salah, Mane, you know, even Firmino, people that own him. I think there's goals in this game, obviously, and I don't think Cardiff have got anything to play for now. So,
nothing to play for.
No,
they can get out of relegation. Seriously, they're only 2 points behind Brighton.
Are they?
It's disgusting.
2 points behind.
Yeah, because they beat Brighton.
Well, they have got something to play for. Okay, so then Cardiff are not going to make this easy. But I think Liverpool is still going to dominate the game and win by at least 2 goal margins. I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool. I'm going to look at the league table because I just thought that Cardiff was out of it.
So, on to... Well, I'm actually genuinely thinking of going to this game, but I've been told by a lot of the guys at work. So, for anybody that doesn't know, I live in London. I work near Stamford Bridge. And, yeah, I've been told that it's pointless going to this Chelsea game because it's probably going to be sold out because it's bank holiday Monday. So, unfortunately, it'd be a waste of my time, which is a bit gutting because I actually have a day off. The following day, I finish work early. It'd be nice to go, but whatever. That aside, it's Chelsea versus Burnley. It's 8 o'clock kickoff. Ooh, I think this is going to be a lot. No, I think this is going to be quite comprehensive for Chelsea. I think it's going to be a walkover. I'm going to go. I was thinking, give us a goal. I'm going to give us a goal. I'm going to go 3-1 to Chelsea, Dan.
Well, yeah, I mean, Chelsea got the win last night, obviously in the semi-final of the Europa, 4-3 against Slavia Prague. Bit of a different team in the Europa League. Yeah, great goals.
You know what impressed me the most, Dan? It wasn't the 2 thunderbolts. It was actually the thunderbolt of a header. The first Slavia Prague. I was just like, bloody hell, I can't even kick that hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did well to come back because Chelsea obviously started the game really well, and then Slavia Prague just sort of come back at them and made a game of it. So fair play to them. But I mean, going back to this game, I think Chelsea. I can see why Hazard maybe is a bit of a wild differential captaincy choice. I'm going to go 2-1 to Chelsea. I think Burnley will score. I think Chris Wood's been in quite good form recently. He could cause Chelsea and defensively can still be a bit of trouble, but I think that they'll have enough quality to come through. So 2-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Jason?
3-0 Chelsea.
Funny, it's funny you mentioned Hazard there, Dan, because it's one of those where if this was a single game week, I know we can't really talk like this, but if it was a single game week, and I knew that I knew that Jason would be captaining a Liverpool player, I'd be actually thinking, no, because I'd have had Hazard still in my team if this double game didn't exist, and I'd actually captain Hazard for this game, because we always struggle against these top quality players. Always. They always seem to catch us out, and I think that, again, along with the Liverpool assets, I think Cameron Rawcliffe, aka FPL Kid on Instagram, he made this point that, captaining Hazard would be a really, really good choice there. But now then, here we go. It's the start of the double games for these double game week 35 teams. Mm-hmm. And we start with Spurs versus Brighton. And Spurs seem to do really well versus the bottom 6 teams. And I can just see Spurs just, again, I went to their stadium the other day. I made a very quick video yesterday being outside. They're pretty much just advertising this podcast. But beautiful stadium. It's very, it does remind me of Wembley, if I'm honest with you. It just, the way they've set it up, it just looks like Wembley. And it just looks fantastic. I think that Spurs are just going to, again, put on a show here. They beat Huddersfield 4-0. Do I go one more to Tottenham? Do you know what? Yeah, let's go for it. I'm going to go 5-0 to Spurs. I'm going to. Under the lights. I was told actually by a Tottenham fan at work today. I was told go to the Spurs ground at night because that's when the lights are all on, and I could see what they were doing when they were even under the construction. I could see what he meant by the lighting with the blue line. But anyway, that aside, I'm going to go for a lovely night in Tottenham there, and I'm going to go 5-0.
Well, I'm sure regular contributor FPL Bruno will be loving what you're predicting there. But it's hard to dispute that, really. I think Spurs, they're obviously their confidence. They're in a Champions League semi-final. Brighton, as we're kind of slaughtering Brighton in this particular podcast just because they let us down so badly. Duncan Duffy, rather have Ant and Deck in my team, but I say, 3-0 to Spurs. It'd be interesting to see what people in chat are predicting for these games as well. Got any?
I'll be honest. I'll get ahead of Jason here. The simple answer is nothing. They're They're basically wanting to know, for example, Nick Reed wants, our good mate Nick Reed wants to know if Smalling or Jones will score a brace. What does Jason think about that? Various other things, but all in good humour. But 3-0, you're reckoning. Jason, do you think that, again, this could be a Son differential captain for this particular game?
Son's still looking great. I think that there's going to be so many captain ideas this week. And that's what I think. That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's going to be a make or break week. It's a final hurrah, really, for the season now. And with there's so many different options, there's a great chance of climbing. So I think Son and Lucas Moura as well. Keep an eye on Lucas Moura. If you haven't got him in, and maybe you're not doing a bench boost, or maybe you are, I don't know, maybe you didn't have a wild card available, or even if you do, if you want to free some money up, get Lucas Moura in, because I got a feeling he's going to do something over the next few games. And with Harry Kane being out, you'd expect him to feature quite heavily in the remaining fixtures. So, Pitch in chat saying 3-0 Spurs is a good prediction. I think 2-0 to Spurs. Seb Fox is saying 4-0. Wow.
Yeah. It's funny because, again, it's going to be one of those where
I just want to say before you say that, Jordan Booman in chat is saying in 22 games, Aguero scored 18 goals against Tottenham and Man United. Steve-O's triple captain idea makes sense. So, again, I mean, I said to Steve-O I don't know when it was last week, or we were talking about this game week that's coming up about the bench boost. And obviously then we had the monstrosity of double game week 34. And then I said, on the reaction to it, I said, Steve-O, maybe bench boost isn't the best idea, because you've got these, Brighton players, these Southampton players. They're not exactly like amazing. So you might want to just consider doing the triple captain. You may find it works out better. So here we go. I don't know. I'd consider it. I'd consider doing it if I had my triple captain.
Guys. I mean, I was looking at my team earlier. I've done a couple of transfers already, and that triple captainship, I completely see your logic, Jason, because like you say, the players are sitting on the bench, like budget players, like Bennett, for example. Is he even going to bloody play and just like Brighton defenders? And it's like, what could Aguero do, or Sterling possibly do? And Man City, at this stage of the season, you've got to look at teams who've got stuff to play for, things to play for. They're playing for a league. I hate to tempt fate, but I'm sure that Aguero is going to play both games, barring any injury.
Well, you'd be shocked if Pep benched him. Put it that way. I wouldn't be surprised if he played 60 minutes to one game, 60 minutes the next game. Maybe just have his minutes managed, but I wouldn't imagine Pep would bench him.
But he loves playing against Spurs. Like, he just with his record in the past as well. And you just need balls to do it. But it is tempting. Yeah.
I think we're going to get to a captaincy picks shortly, Ryan. And is that Ryan from? Is that Ryan from Twitter? Is that Ryan Malone? Is it Ryan Malone? So yeah, we all predicted Spurs now. I think we have, haven't we?
Yeah.
Watford, Southampton.
Yeah, this is. I have this gut feeling this could be. I predicted the Watford Arsenal game to be goals galore, and obviously we didn't expect Troy Deeney to be sent off after about 10 minutes or whatever it was, Dan. But I can see this being a goals galore game, and I mean the statistics suggest that it's at the moment Southampton to win 2-1. That's what the average scores are. But the average score for Watford versus bottom six at home is 3-1. I'm going to go with a 3-2 victory to Watford. Dan?
Yeah, like I say, sort of Watford and Southampton both been in good form of recent. Watford have been quite strong at home this season. I mentioned I'm going to edge for. I haven't predicted many draws. I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go 1-1 for this particular game. I think it'll be quite a tight match, and spoils will be shared.
Okay, Chase.
Go with a 0-0.
0-0.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm going
I'll
exactly opposite what you're talking about now. I'm going to go 0-0. There we go.
I'll take a 0-0. I'll take any clean sheet for Southampton.
Yeah.
If I do a bench boost. But now on to, again, Dan's team Arsenal. I keep forgetting Arsenal have got a double. That's another, I keep forgetting Arsenal, another double game week team that everybody just doesn't seem to mention for obvious reasons. But they're away at Wolves, and I said this the other day. I think Arsenal are going to win.
What's the obvious reason? What's the bad? Why is the bad pick? I mean, there will be people bringing in Aubameyang. It's funds, isn't it?
I don't know what it. I just don't know what it is about Arsenal, but they just don't seem to care when it comes to teams like.
I've got 2 Arsenal players for this double game week.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the majority are going to be, choosing City or Spurs assets for this double game week. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Arsenal do hit and miss for rotation purposes.
Okay.
But yeah, from this point of view, Dan, I think Arsenal, they don't get intimidated by teams like this. I just don't think, and I think they're going to enjoy this game. And I reckon Arsenal are going to come out with this 2-1 winners, despite Wolves' amazing home record / amazing record versus the top 6.
I mean, I'm not so confident because Wolves have been amazing at home against, like you say, the bigger teams. Beat United, beat Chelsea, drew with Man City, obviously won away to Tottenham back in December. And Jimenez is a very dangerous player. That's really concerns me. And Jota as well. So it's going to be an entertaining match. If you're going to watch a game, watch this. It was 1-1 at the Emirates, but Leno once again had a brilliant game. He could be a differential as a keeper to get in because he's been making lots of saves. He had a couple of errors earlier in the season, but he's a young keeper, and I'm pleased we've got him. Actually, hope I'm not going to jinx that saying that, but I'm pleased we got him in as a successor to Petr Cech. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Me and Dan have got a bet at this. For those who don't know, me and Dan have got this £10 bet.
Hold on. Just to quote Predator 2, it's not about the money, it's about the power. That's all I care about.
That's one for the teenagers. And I'm a fan of it, and I don't even know what that quote is. So.
I really want United to win. But Man City are... I know that they are a better team, and they're needing to win. They need to get points from every single game. They need to get points from every game now. And Liverpool got so much better fixtures. I just think that Pep's going to set his strongest team up against United, and I just think like
Jason,
Ashley Young. What?
We're talking about Arsenal Wolves here, mate.
What?
What's that what about?
Wait, but, okay.
What's Pep Guardiola got to do with Wolves' forward line?
Right, okay. I was reading chat. Sorry. Okay, we're just gonna rewind a little bit, chat. Gonna rewind. Wolves Arsenal. So I own Lacazette, and in chat, Jordan Booman has asked, have I considered captaining any Arsenal players? And I've responded saying, yeah, I have been thinking about the idea of Lacazette, but I'm just so worried about Emery and his managed minutes, and I just think that it's maybe a little bit of a trap. But I'm comfortable owning Lacazette going into these fixtures. But am I confident enough to give him the armband, especially when you've got players such as Aguero, and Sterling, Son,
Sounds good.
Both of you two going 2-2. Well, we're confident that there's going to be goals in this game.
I think so. Yeah.
Jason, kick off with what you were continuing what you were saying about. We start what you were saying. So it's the final game.
I got
United versus City. Take it away, Jason.
Yeah, so I've got mixed emotions here because obviously it's City. It's our biggest rival, and other than Liverpool, of course. But I've always said that I would, if I had to choose between Liverpool and City winning the league, it'd be Man City. I got this horrible, conflicting emotion going on at the moment. And Man City are much a stronger team at the moment, and we've got Young and Smalling, and just David De Gea is not going to be able to keep out the goals. I don't think. I think it's going to be 3-1 Man City, 1-3. Yeah, honestly, I don't think United. I don't think United are going to be able to.
I don't know. I mean, you said Ashley Young was good for United last season, but I know obviously this season he's not been playing so well as before. But I don't know. It's a derby game, and it's it's an evening game. It's at Old Trafford, and Solskjaer's there. I think it's going to be a draw. It seems like I'm the United fan the way that I'm predicting these games, but I'm just seeing it as a calling it as a see it. Sorry. So I think it will be 1-1. Actually, I just got this feeling United's going to pull off a result and help Liverpool win the league. So, I mean, you can't win either way as a United fan.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
I just think United have got to play for the top 4, and they'll be up for it. The fans will be up for it. I know. What was the score in the reverse game? It was 3-1, wasn't it? But that was obviously Mourinho time. Bit of a shock result maybe, but 1-1.
So, despite the statistic where I said that there hasn't been a draw in the Premier League, and I can tell you in fact, the last time there was a draw in the Premier League was on the 10th, which was Sunday the 10th of March, okay? The score was 1-1. We've already talked about one of these teams doing very well against top 6 teams. Who were the 2 teams involved in the last draw scored in the Premier League on the 10th of March? And we'll do it in 5 seconds. 4, 3.
Wolves v someone?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Wolves versus... So they always do very well against top 6 teams. We could be here all day. It was against Chelsea away. It ended 1-1.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was the last draw in the Premier League. Admittedly, we've had a couple of blank game weeks in between, that time period. But point withstanding is that, in 4 weeks we haven't had a draw. So, we've gone with about 20 different draws, and hasn't been a draw since. But you're going 1-1, were you saying, Dan?
Yeah, 1-1.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the statistic that Man City away at top 6 teams keep it tight, and the average score is 1-0 to City. But I think that I'm going to continue this. I'm going to go 2-0 to Man City. I think that Jason's right. Just something about United, they're just being found out all of a sudden. Despite that lucky West Ham win, whatever you want to say, I think the better quality teams will work them out. And
Arsenal.
Like Arsenal.
I mean, sorry, carry on.
No, I was just going to say that concludes our predictions. Whatever people want to take from that. But I think most people are just basically here to hear what you're thinking of this game week, Jason, and what you're doing with your team. But it's now time for team selections, transfer thoughts, captaincy thoughts, which I think is the hardest part of this game week so far, because we've been planning it for weeks and it's now here and we're all thinking, what will I do? So Jason, take it away, mate. You've got your team up on screen, I'd like to think, and people are going to be writing down what's he done, what's he doing. What are you going with, Jason? What are you thinking? What are you planning?
I haven't got my team up on the screen at the moment. Give me a minute.
Okay, Dan.
There we go. I've got it up on screen now. But you can't see my goalie. My goalie's Leno. I've done a few transfers, guys. I've done a -16.
No, you haven't. Stop it. Stop it. Shut up.
So.
Right, let me check. Go on. Oh, Jason's fan.
So I was chatting with Pete Smith, and in the conversation, Pete Smith was saying about how he had enough of Brighton and that Ryan, he didn't want Ryan for the double game week. He thought Ryan is trash, basically. Yeah. And so I was like, right, I can see that. And then he was talking about Leno, and I was thinking, Leno, nailed. Plays for Arsenal, great fixtures to the end of the season. So this would be to set my team up with a goalkeeper, because Foster's not got great fixtures after the double game week. So I'm thinking, right, think ahead, Jason. Let's get some thoughts going on. Right, let's just copy Pete Smith and bring in Leno. So I've done Ryan to Leno. Kept Foster for the double game week. So then then I needed to free some funds up. So I thought, right, let's go with a bit of a punt on Lucas Moura and bring him in for Ericsson to free some funds, which would then allow me to upgrade my defence. So I brought in Laporte and I took out Dunk. So I have no more of that Brighton trash in my team. So I've managed to upgrade to Laporte for the double game week. I've got Leno and I've got Moura. There you go. That's my story, guys. That I did that just for the podcast, for a bit of drama. You know what I mean?
Say that again. So going straight. So you've done what are the transfers you've taken out, and then you placed with who? So
well, in total,
Ryan out.
In total, or so the whole
Ryan out for Leno.
Ryan out for Leno.
Yeah.
Dunk out for Laporte. Ericsson out for Moura. Vardy out for Lacazette. And it was Duffy out for Cathcart.
Wow. Why? What? Like, is it just because you're just so far ahead in the Tour Elite Mini League that? Well, it's just why not?
I've got a bench. I've got a bench boost.
Not?
I've got a bench boost active right now, and I was like, I look at my team, and I'm like, right, I've got Southampton, and I've got 2 Brighton, 2 Southampton on my bench, and I'm like, right, even now, obviously now I've still got the 2 Southampton, but I'm quite happy with Ward-Prowse and Valerie. They're quite attacking options for Southampton, and you know, they could easily do something. Bennett is. I think he'll start. Seist wasn't exactly crowning glory. I think Nuno probably want to bring Bennett back in, but that's just a gut feeling. I mean, I am a little bit worried that he might not have both games, but you can't have everything, can you guys? You can't have everything. But I just feel my team's more set now for the end of the season. So. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't decided on my captain yet. I think Leno is a stable, obviously stable asset for Arsenal with the fear of rotation. So I thought, right, okay, let's get some clean sheets. Arsenal, go on, I know you can do it. Don't score, but don't concede. But then I got Lacazette, so yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, I'm happy with my team. What do you guys think? Chat, what do you think? -16.
I'd like to hear Dan's thoughts more of the sideways move, of I like to call them, of Ericsson to Mora, despite them both playing two completely different roles. And do you know what? I can see it paying off. It's the Brighton game mainly, which I can see him doing something in. The City game, it's, well, we're all predicting a City win here, so I think that's a bit of a sideways move that didn't need taken. Again, that could be proven wrong.
It was mainly for funds, though. To be fair with you.
No. I fully appreciate it. I think that the Vardy to Lacazette is an upgrade, so to speak, to have a double game player. Duffy to Cathcart, makes complete sense. Dunk to Laporte, a major upgrade, and Ryan to Leno is another. Although the Laporte one, again, I just find that it's the fact that he's playing two teams in which there's a higher chance of him conceding than not. And the Ryan Leno, I mean, I'm looking at my transfer screen now and I'm like, by pure coincidence, Jason, straight up, I was thinking of getting rid of Ryan for Leno. But it would require, unfortunately, I'm 0.1 short of that. So I was like, then I'm going to have to get rid of Duffy. And you're completely right. I mean, and it would be for a Watford defender, and it was going to be Cathcart. Not because I'm copying you. It's like, this is the struggle that I have with this season. It's not the fact that I'm trying to go up against you and everything. It's just the fact that you're so far ahead now. It's now come to the point where, actually, let's just play this logically and go, well, Dan was making a point about Cathcart. He's been doing really well of late. He seems like the best obvious choice for Watford. And Leno, Ryan is just terrible. If he only gets clean sheets, he don't get save points whatsoever. So I think that's a brilliant move. I may even just do it, Jason.
Well,
I'm probably going to wait.
Yeah, I mean,
tomorrow.
it's not. I think it's a sensible move. You know what I've done? It didn't take much thought as well. Like, sometimes you can be thinking about it for hours, thinking, should I do this? Is it going to ruin my overall rank, taking this hit? And then I thought, right, you know what? My minus 20 that I did 2 weeks ago paid off. So there's no reason why this minus 16 can't pay off either. So yeah. Yeah, I know Kiko Firmino did play in midfield against Arsenal. It all depends about De La Feo, doesn't it, really? Will he play, will he keep that position in midfield? I doubt it myself. But could work out.
What are you thinking, Dan, on Jay's maverick kind of decision making here, considering you're somebody that ironically should be doing maybe something like this?
Well, maybe I will do. You don't know yet. You don't know yet. I nearly did earlier, but no, Lucas Moura makes sense to me, actually, because even in the game against Man City during the week, that was when Tottenham looked most dangerous, when him and Son were further up the pitch, and the pacing behind was really troubling Man City, and it was a good outlet. And then
I'll give you some. Sorry, Dan, I've got some breaking news for you here. And, what's people thinking? What's going on? Is someone being confirmed injured? And the simple answer is no. It's not that interesting. But for Dan, this is interesting. Ben Towler has taken a minus 12.
Wow.
I've just made 4 transfers this game week. So, yeah, he's taken a minus 12, just to let you know.
That is very interesting, as the meerkat would say. But yeah, no, I mean, that's a really weird reference, isn't it? I think Lucas Moura makes sense. Like I said, he was causing Man City trouble. And then when Llorente came on, the game went back to Man City. So yeah, I can, and Day's in a good position, so he can play about that. And like you said, the assets on the bench, like the Southampton, Brighton assets, you just got to get rid of that Brighton. Those defenders, the fixtures in the double game week. What are they going to do?
And also the fixtures after the fixtures after the double game week as well. Because if I didn't ship them out now, the thing is, you got to ask yourself: you don't ship them out now, are you going to ship them out after, or are you going to just bench them for the rest of the season? And at that point in time, I had obviously Watford, I had Brighton, Southampton, and to be honest with you, it wasn't the most premium of defences. And now, at least with Laporte and teaming up with Alexander-Arnold, I can start a solid 11 after this double game week. with a more balanced defense as well, instead of being so top heavy. I'm just hoping that Lacazette pays off, because he's my one true differential in my mini leagues, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the form at home this season, Lacazette, and I think the fact that he was substituted 20 minutes before the end of the game against Napoli is a good sign for yourself. And then even away to Wolves, I think he could, his away form hasn't been great in the league, but getting a goal in Napoli, hopefully that'll breed confidence more and more. So that makes sense. And even if, we don't keep clean sheets, I don't think we'll keep clean sheets in both games, but Leno could get bonus save points as well, so that could add into the mix. And when you look at, like you said, just getting rid of these Brighton players, that's the whole thing about this double game week. Though, also, most of us wildcarded last time out, and we built it for that double game week and then this one, and it's like, it's just backfired a little bit. So now we've got to take out the trash and get some better players in for the remainder of the season and think ahead like doing.
We just gone through the Brighton fixtures. We just predicted the scores, and I don't think any of us expect Brighton to get many points at all. And to go into a double game week where you're bench boosting with Ryan and Dunk in your team, I think it's a waste of a chip. And hindsight's a great thing, and I'll be honest, I went with the crowd on it, and I was attracted to the Brighton fixtures in double game week 34, like the majority of people were. But now this is my chance to do something about that, as opposed to just being stubborn and saying, right, well, I've already done my wild card, I better keep him in because my plan was to wild card bench boost. Right, that's the way it's got, a cookie crumbles. Whereas if I actively try to sort my team out, if it doesn't do well, then I could turn around and say, well, I logically tried to sort my team out to the best I could with the funds available. And, sod's law that Brighton will troll us now and get back-to-back draws or something, or back-to-back 0-0s or something, I don't know. But there's a good chance they won't, and there's a good chance they'll concede. And if they concede, that means they're not going to get any points for the last 2 game weeks. So yeah, that's my thinking anyway. Ryan says in chat, would you take a -4 for Ryan out to Leno? Yeah, I just did it. I've done. Yeah, Leno's in my team. You can't see him because it's chopped off. But yeah, I would do that definitely.
I was going to say, what are your thoughts on the captaincy? So this is the biggest talking point, I think, full stop. Now, I've just got up the Fantasy Football Scout website at the moment, and you've got the obvious choices in the lead. So, although to be fair, Sterling has caught up with Jimenez. So Jimenez was the outright leader at the time. Sterling has caught up with him. So Jimenez is at 22%, Sterling at 21%. And it's Aguero in third at 15%, and then Son at a lowly 7%. Those for me, I mean, De Bruyne, if anybody's got De Bruyne, I know Davey FPL had him in. I mean, I don't know if that mind came, but again, these top players bring in right out the blue these random players, and they do really well for them. But point we're standing is that, yeah, Son is someone to be seriously looking at. His form when Kane isn't there is superb, and I'll be honest with you, Jason, he is one of these people where when you go on the game tomorrow and you hit Steve-O's team, what? He's captain's Son? I'm persuaded by him, just because of his record. Aguero as I'm forgetting who it was now, but someone made a point about me mentioning the banging on about Aguero triple captain in this particular game week. But I think now my thoughts have turned to Sterling. I think that Sterling triple captain this game week could you imagine if he did in both games what he did against Tottenham the other day and get 2 goals? Did he get an assist as well, or am I going mad? I think he got 2 goals, didn't he, only? But
yeah, I mean, already got a few assists as well, didn't he? So he is coming into form as well. So that could be an option.
Aguero and Sterling is just quite literally tough. Jimenez for me.
Feeling angry, Dan?
Jimenez for me is just somebody where I just don't think he's got. I say that, but he's had several double-digit hauls at home this season. But he's just somebody that I just don't like the look of when it comes to captaincy. It really is down to Sterling Aguero's son for me, and it's a tough one, Jason.
Is it a case of? I mean, is there a safe option? Probably Mane. I don't know. Over the double game week, is there a safe bet? Like, is there? I mean, Jimenez probably. Jimenez is probably as safe as. I don't know. I would say it is a safe. It's one of those really tough ones where you think, right, I've got to try and get the most. You've got to work out who's going to play roughly the most minutes, but also who's got the highest potential. So, like Son the other day, and you need 3 minutes to get a goal. Like, you know, so it's one of those where Man City aren't going to have the luxury of benching two of their best players. I don't think. I really don't think. I think Man City are the front running top captaincy picks this game week, whether it be Aguero over Sterling. Those would be the two. I think at the moment I've got my captaincy on Lacazette. I really, if my mate Emery rang me up,
your mate Emery,
if he rang me up and said I'm going to play Lacazette both games, I would put the captaincy on Lacazette. For definitely, I would keep I would do it purely because I do think that Arsenal are going to get something out of these fixtures. And also it's a big differential as well. Really big differential. Whereas like the crowd are going to have their captaincy on Sterling and Aguero, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Or Jimenez. It's one of those.
Or Jimenez, yeah.
I think Jimenez.
Or Jimenez, yeah. Jimenez. What chat? Who are you going to captain? Mr. Bond's going to be maybe thinking about Hazard. I mean, absolutely Hazard. I mean, it's not even been thought of at the moment, but single game week player. You know, is in my opinion, he's the best player in the Premier League. Even though he isn't going to win the Player of the Year, whatever it is. I think Van Dijk's going to win it, even though he voted for Sterling. I just think that I don't know. I honestly don't know. I really don't know who my captaincy is going to be, and I've got a horrible feeling that tomorrow morning I'm going to be getting ready to go out with the family tomorrow, and I've got to tidy the garden up, and we've got a barbecue in the afternoon. All I'm going to be thinking about all morning is I need to get this captaincy pick right. What about you, Steve? Are you going to captain? Steve, you're going to go Aguero. You're going to go Sterling.
At the moment, I'm on Jimenez. But I think I'm personally probably going to end up on Sterling. There's just something about him that he's got the fire in his belly, where he wants to flame and just dominate this Premier League this year, and
right.
there's just something about him which I just think there's such a high explosive potential. I'll tell you, my biggest dilemma is actually the bench boost of the triple captain. I personally think, going on exactly what you've just said, I think I'm probably going to go Duffy and Ryan out for Leno and Cathcart.
Doesn't it? It just makes sense, doesn't it? Let's be honest, because you've got this chip, the bench boost chip. What's the point of using it when you've got a dead team like Brighton with two of their players sitting staring at you on your bench? And you can dress it up as much as you want by saying, well, hang on, Jason, you shouldn't do transfers after you're doing a wild card because that's not good practice. Well, I'm sorry, but it doesn't work like that it doesn't always work that way in FPL. And yeah, is it wasting your wild card? Is it a waste by just doing transfers afterward? But you know, I honestly do think that there's mileage in it. And like I said, you know, earlier on, I did a -20 2 weeks ago, and that paid off by 7 points. I got a +7. So you can easily make these points back, and in the future, you can get the points as well. So no one can. I say no one can predict football. No one knows what will happen in football until it's happened. And if for example, Brighton had just kept one clean sheet of the two games, so let's just say, in the most of the two games of Bournemouth and Cardiff, I think the Cardiff game was the most obvious one to keep a clean sheet at.
let's just say they kept a clean sheet of that. Everybody would be like, yes, my captaincy on Duffy paid off, my triple defence paid off, all this malarkey. And we'd be just like, actually, I'm pretty happy with the bench boost with these two players. It's just the fact that they just conceded 7 goals against these two teams, and they've got Tottenham and Wolves up next to play. Brighton's away form is pants, basically.
Well, I'd always planned to get rid of at least 1, maybe 2 Brighton, even before the games kicked off for 34. I'd always thought, right, I'm not keeping 3 Brighton into a bench boost. No way am I keeping 3, not with those fixtures. So I always had it in my mind that I was going to transfer them out. So the fact that they conceded the 7 goals, played absolutely atrocious, is just basically thought, well, hang on, what am I doing keeping 2 Brighton? I need to get rid of them. So there you go.
What are your thoughts on the captaincy, Dan? What were your, like, you've already mentioned the triple captain again. I mean, any persuasion on maybe putting the triple captaincy on Sterling, for example, Aguero?
So tempted because, you know, obviously for people that watch this podcast on a regular basis, they'll know that I'm kind of in no man's land in the league. I'm in 8th position. Jason's obviously sitting pretty at the top. Steve-O's got a 2nd spot. So these guys are trying to improve their rank and guess the sort of differential captains, but they're kind of doing very well when I'm money league. Whereas I'm like, if I don't take a bit of a risk now, I'm never going to take one. And like you said about the bench boost with the Southampton players and the Brighton players, it's like I've already taken a 4-point hit and I've done my transfers. I could take an 8-point hit, but then after that, it's still like, what are these players on the bench going to do with the bench boost? I've always thought bench boost, I don't know, I've never really done that particularly well out of it. And I am very, very tempted to triple captain someone this double game week. But the flip side of me, the other side of me is thinking, well, hold on a minute. What about game week 38? And I know people will be bored of going on about game week 38, but when it's traditionally a time when there's loads of goals, it's always been the case. You know, I think a player in our League One, the actual Torbay Elite Mini League, it was Pete won it because he captained Lukaku for West Brom against United. It was 5-5. You know, 5-5 scores like that. And I remember other games just been really high scoring. So, you know, Liverpool got to play Huddersfield. Man City have got to play Brighton again, I think. I'm right in saying that. So
the last game of the season, yeah.
Yeah, so it's what they've got to play for at that, you know, last game of the season. They might have already won the league or they might have already lost it. So that could will affect the team selection and the motivation at that particular point. So it is tough, but I do feel like I say the same thing every week. I've got nothing to lose. But I bought in Cathcart because I was going on about him. I think that's quite good. Got rid of Duffy. You know, I just thought get rid of one of them. You know, I'm sick of these Brighton players. I feel like I've just been bashing Brighton this whole podcast, but just get rid. And I've bought in a budget differential striker, which you'll see tomorrow in replacement for Troy Deeney. I'm not going to reveal that now because I know a few people that are close to him in the league will be watching. But it may surprise you, may not surprise you. Maybe you can guess, but I'm not going to say anything. But I had to get rid of Troy Deeney as well because he's suspended, so that was a bit of a headache. But in terms of captaincy choices, yeah, like you were saying, there's no real safety option. You know, Jimenez, Arsenal at home.
Well, actually, I disagree. Ray Joyce has made a point in the chat saying that everybody's banging on about. Forgotten what he said. That was gone.
He's on about. He was saying that everyone's banging on about Captain Jimenez, but you know that come the deadline, everyone's going to bail and switch to a Man City.
So going on what you were saying, Dan, I think the safety option is actually Jimenez because as FPL pitch is said, you know, he's guaranteed. He's guaranteed to play both games. It's true. He's Wolves' talisman. That is true, and that's the guaranteed minutes. Whereas Aguero and Sterling have got a really, really difficult pair of fixtures. No matter what we may think they'll do and what they have done, a couple of 2 difficult fixtures. And who's the other one? Son is that real punt for a player that's in form.
Yeah,
that's good. I'm glad you got that word right.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, with the triple captainship, it's like if I use a triple captainship in this double game week, will I get more points than with my bench boost? It's as simple as that, really. And when I look at my bench at the moment, I think, I don't know. I think that playing the triple captainship would yield me more points with this particular double game week and the players I've got in my team.
That's another thing. I actually think that triple captain is actually the equivalent of just playing 12 players. Because if someone like Jason is... Now, you could say, well, hold on a minute here. If I was triple captain Sterling and he was to score, a minimum of 2 goals across 2 games, that's an extra 8 points or whatever it works out to be on top. So what would you'd have to work out what your bench boost is likely to get back with you as well. And I would argue that Jason's bench boost has got a higher point ceiling, stealing a line from Ray Choice there, than say Sterling getting just an extra couple of points here or there. I'm actually thinking aloud here, and I'm actually more tempted to play the triple captain in a single game week.
But yeah,
probably game 38.
Yeah.
And think so. Yeah, that's where I've got more hope of catching Jason if I have got any hope.
I think if you weren't going to transfer your 2 Brighton out, then it might make sense to do it. But if you're going to get rid of your Brighton assets, then you're kind of doing it for the bench boost reasons as well as future-proofing your team. So yeah, go for it. We got a question about Llorente as well. Ings or Llorente? Pitch and Leslie are saying Llorente. I mean, he's going to be playing a fair few minutes now. Now Kane being out, there's and the fixtures, are kind of nice. So I would go with that. Yeah, I would go Llorente over Ings. I don't rate Ings. What do you, Dan? You kind of like Ings a little bit, don't you?
He's a good player. He's a good player, but I don't think he's a great FPL asset. Like, even showing the highlights against Wolves, Ings played really well, but he didn't get the points. So, decent player, but not a great FPL asset.
Cool. I think, other than any other, anything, other than anything else to say, I think that wraps it up, Dan, to be honest with you, mate.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for spending your Good Friday evening with us. Hope you enjoy the rest of the bank holiday weekend and enjoy the start to this momentous double game week. So I'm building it up already. But if you've joined us in the chat, thanks for stopping by. If you're watching it on the replay as well, please do give us some feedback, give us a like. And if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe now. It really does help us grow our channel, and we really appreciate the support and love to see you guys come back again and again and again and again. You can also connect with us on Instagram and Twitter at Elite FPL so that you can keep up to date with when our next podcast will be. And we also do little rant videos as well, which are quite funny, and keep up to date and contact us through those sites. So yeah, have a good one.
Yeah, everybody in chat.
See you all soon.
Everybody in chat, thanks for joining me, and wish me luck for my -16 adventure. Good night, everybody.
Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers.
Yes, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Hello there, and welcome to our Elite FPL.
Pun where Shaw's lights were knocked out. Dan, you may want to turn on your light because you're.
Chat said that Steve-O, if you bench Alonso and he returns, you have to get a history tattoo.
Well, people in chat saying, Jack, before we move on to the Elite FPL.
First of all, my name isn't Jack. Right, okay, I'm gonna let Dan speak because it seems to be mainly me and. Go, Dan. Go ahead. What are you gonna do?
It's absolutely fascinating.
Jason, try and just stop.
Right. Okay. Right. I'm.